Good morning and welcome to the Sunday special Dr. Lamba Explains Sikhism. Today we continue with what we were discussing last time, the classical Indian music, the ragas in the Guru Granth Sahib and in the Sikh scriptures. We had discussed 17 ragas, how singing the scriptures, the hymns in those ragas sets a certain mood. But then they are not just 17, there are more than 60 ragas that have been used in the Guru Granth Sahib. So let's take up the next raga, which is raga Asa Kafi. Asa Kafi has a carefree, self-assured nature and it is confident in outlook. It doesn't give any false hopes. But then there's a feeling of boundless energy along with the confidence gained by the previous experiences. And the result, it creates an atmosphere of inspiration for the listener. This inspirational music is one of the main parts of Asavari. But then Asavari has different connotations. The next raga is Rag Asavari by itself. Again, an atmosphere of real energy, enthusiasm, and that is basically prompting the listener to complete the necessary task, whatever it may be. The mood of this raga is genuine, and there is no pretense of showing off hard-working nature. And then another variation is Rag Asa Asavari, double. Now, Asa Asavari provides a sense of assurance. First we had inspiration, then boundless energy, and the third is assurance to achieve the desired goals. And how? With courage, with love, and confidence. Now look at the mood, how it goes from inspiring to boundless energy to assurance. But then assurance is not of pride. It is filled with love and confidence. It's a precise direction towards achieving a set outcome. And that also with confidence and positivity, which is fueled by energy. The nature of this rag is to produce a strong sense of capability in the listener. So that's why when you listen the hymns sung in Rag Asa Asavari, you feel out of this world, you feel you are the king, you are the God itself. And that's a purpose to associate your goodness with the goodness of God. And not only that, it converts the energy into a passion. So much forceful is Rag Asa Asavari that your energy becomes a passion, and that too not just passion for the sake of passion, but passion with a motivation to repeat this positivity. So it's a cyclical, ongoing process. And the strength of this rag churns out the best of personality and provides the listener with the necessary knowledge to bring his thoughts into action. So it's not mere contemplation, it's not mere thought, it's conversion of those thoughts into positive action, and that too with courage, with love and confidence. And that's why, when Guru Gobind said, सवा लाख से एक लड़ाऊं तबे गोविंद सिंह नाम कहां, चिड़ियों से मैं बाज लड़ाऊं तबे गोविंद सिंह नाम कहो. Or when he's saying, जो लड़े दीन के हेत सूरा सोई सूरा सोई. If you fight for your belief, then you are a real brave man. And even if you die, the next line of that is something worth following. But then let's come to the next rag. Rag Dev Gandhari. Now Dev is angel. Dev Gandhari conveys a feeling of satisfaction that comes from making an achievement. So what I said in the beginning, there's a continuous flow. There's connectivity in all the ragas. One gives birth to the other. And the way they follow each other is a natural process of the growth, intellectual, moral, spiritual. Rag Desavari gives you satisfaction of having made an achievement with courage, love and affection, and asa asabari. And these emotions make the listener feel empowered, but not to be satisfied, but to do more, achieve more. And that diminishes any feeling of laziness. Now imagine listening to the Shabad, the hymn in Rag Devagri, and you feel so emboldened, so empowered that you can take on the world. And this state of satisfaction is that of extreme happiness and contentment. Happiness not of hedonistic happiness. Eat, drink, and be merry, for tomorrow we die. But the happiness which is a state of bliss, a state of complete relaxation, contentment. You have no desire left. Calm of mind, all passion spent, as Milton says in Paradise Lost. And it leads ultimately, when you listen to Ragdev Gandhari, you are left with a feeling of being in paradise. No worries. But then, can you be in paradise all the time? Are there no snakes in the paradise? Then comes again an anticlimax with Rag Bihagra. Now, Rag Bihagra creates a mood of extreme sadness and pain. You feel that you are in this world which is full of pain, and happiness is an occasional episode in the general drama of pain. And that gives rise to find peace and understanding. The heightened emotional state of sadness is then harnessed by the craving for truth and meaning. You are sad. Then you want to know what is the truth of life. What's life? What should be our conduct? What should be our behavior? And that gives birth to the next rag, Rag Vadhans. It's based on the Punjabi folk music. It's set in the tradition of Goriyas, Kodiya, Sohag and Alonia. The feeling instilled by this rag is compared to that of a bride on the day of her wedding. So the emotional state of sadness, craving for truth and meaning, and then again the feeling of heightened wonderment as a woman feels how her husband is going to be, how her in-laws are going to be. Both fear of leaving the maternal home and the excitement of being consort, wife of a man. So that creates a mixed feeling. She's going to a groom, which fills her with hope and joy, but she's leaving her family, which causes sadness. And then comes suddenly with Vadhans. Now this is the folk music of Punjab. And then we shift to South India. The next rag is Rag Vadhans Dakhni. So this Vadhans was Punjab, then is Vadhans Raj Dakhni. And because this is the South Indian style of expression, is more disciplined in nature. Not only Godiya, not only Alonia, but soft. And then there's a quantum jump to Rag Sorat. Rag Sorat conveys the feeling of having such a strong belief in something that you want to keep on repeating the experience. There's no exhaustion. And in fact, this feeling of certainty is so strong that you become the belief and live that belief. Your personification of that faith. The atmosphere of Sorat is powerful and eventually makes even the most unresponsive listener feel attracted. And then comes my favorite one, Rag Jatche. This conveys the heartfelt emotion of not being able to live without someone. Not with someone, but without someone. It can be God, it can be your consort, it can be your spouse. And this mood is preoccupied with the feelings of dependence as well as overwhelming sense of desperately reaching out to be with that person. Real, unalloyed, unadulterated love, affection, which binds man to man and binds man to God. And that gives Rag to Rag Todi. Now, Todi consists of both wisdom and humbleness. It is through these sentiments that Rag takes a simple approach to explain things that we may be aware of. But we don't ponder on them, we don't contemplate. This Rag draws the attention of the listener to contemplate those things and gives an explanation of such convictions that we are compelled to agree. And then, how to agree? Go to the next Rag, Rag Berari. This stimulates a feeling of improving continuously with your work, with your task, whatever it may be. Even it's accomplished, it is in fact an unmoving belief that has been achieved in true and positive. Leads to hunger, desire to progress. To strive, to seek, to find, and not to yield. Immense confidence and achievement without vanity. And then comes Rag Tilang. Again, a natural progression, because Tilang is full of feeling of having tried to impress, but that feeling has not been appreciated. Atmosphere is not of anger and not being appreciated. You are not upset, but of thought, of contemplation. Why is happening? And then a slight shift to Rag Tilang Kafi. This Rag contains a feeling that your effort has been unappreciated. However, in contrast to Rag Tilang Kafi, the individual is unperturbed by the feeling of being neglected. You're not getting God. But still, you have been neglected. And this Tilang Kafi differentiates because of the deep love for the person concerned, which prevents the individual from becoming annoyed. When you love a person, you are never annoyed. And that gives birth to Rag Sui. It's an expression of such devotion that listener experiences feeling of extreme closeness and undying love. And that gives birth to Rag Sui Kafi. Again, securing the feeling of deep love and security, like that of a child and a parent. A child feels secure in the arms of mom. The love is genuine, no worries, no expectations, but security, confidence. And then comes Suhi Lalit. It concerns the feeling of emotions, resolves, volatile characteristics, giving birth to Rag Bilawal. And again, this Rag is great. It conveys the emotion of happiness, which has been achieved from attaining a goal. Look at the satisfaction that you have. The accomplishment is important and dear to you. The happiness felt is like the laughing out loud, unrestrained, unrestricted, without inhibition, without any restraint. without any ulterior motive, and then shift again to south. Rag Bilawal Dakhni. Bilawal is north. Bilawal Dakhni shows difference because Bilawal is fast and Lord Bilawal Dakhni gives confidence with poise, with peace. But then that's not enough. Rag Gond gives you an expression of triumph, and Bilawal Gond gives you an emotion of courage and conviction. And this is an abstract happiness here. And then comes the favorite rag of Guru Arjan Dev, Rag Ramkali. The emotions of Ramkali are like those of a white teacher, disciplining the students. The student is aware of the pain of learning, but still conscious that what the teacher is doing is for his best. So Ramkali conveys the change from which we are all familiar. And we are familiar that the others would be better. Then comes Ramkali Dakhni. Again, synthesis of the north and the south. The real sense of Indianness. And then comes Nat Narayan. Nat Narayan is impatience. Although there is control of the rag, there is a feeling that life is not balanced, and that gives expression to rag Nat, no longer Narayan, wild, uncontrolled, like Natraj having his Tandav dance. And that creates a sense of relief. And then comes Rag Mali Gauru, conveying the confidence of an expert. Rag Maru, traditionally sung on the battlefield for the war, aggressive in nature. And that aggressiveness of nature creates inner strength, power to express and emphasize. And Maru Kafi, blunt, forceful. You see, the trend is coming from absolutely spiritual to achievement and then war even. And you see, Savayas are all in Rag Maru Kafi because you have got to fight. And then comes Maru Dakhni, feeling of truth and reality. But is that enough? Are you not forgetting God? So then comes Rag Tukhari, which conveys a soul-strong ambition to highlight the greatness of the Creator in the mind. The goal is of paramount importance to the soul, and wars and everything are their means to an end, to meet God. Then comes Rag Kadara, and that expresses the true nature of the soul, emotion of honesty, integrity, authenticity, what I call it, truthfulness. Ek Onkar, Satnam, that's it. And then comes Rag Bhairav, embodies the soul's faith and heartfelt devotion towards Creator. It's a kind of fanaticism. But then comes peace of spring, Rag Basant. They know the change of the season and newness of spring. So after every war, every fight, every work gives birth to Rag Basant. And then Hindol, Basant Hindol, freshness, happiness, and the new start. But then that's not enough. Then comes Rag Sarang, soothing. Because after happiness, you want to have peace. So Rag Sarang is there. And then comes Malhar. Malhar is a communication of feeling from soul to show the mind how to become cool and refreshed. And this rag brings about composure, peace of mind. But then that's not enough. Then Rag Kanara is a feeling of being overcome by personality of God. Then Kalyan. This is something which conveys a desire for something and resolve to import it. So basically the whole thing is to ensure that man becomes better, and that's why Kalyan Bhopali, Prabhati Bebas, they go on to enforce that. And Rag Prabhati and Prabhati Dakhni give love, affection, which arises from knowledge, common sense, contemplation. And that makes you a better human being. And then comes Rag Jajavanti, the penultimate, the final. It expresses a feeling of happiness, satisfaction of achievement, and simultaneously conveys a feeling of sadness of losing. And adds similarly to this raga is that of a king winning a battle. However, the king, after having won a battle, is told that his son is perished on the battlefield. So, it's a combination of happiness and sadness. It conveys a sense of having put your duty first, no matter what your feeling may be. Duty. Duty to yourself, to society, to God, to cosmos. And the duality of the emotions of joy and sorrow in Jajavanti keep you stable and prevent you from being egoistic. So these classical ragas, which are an essential aspect of Gurbani, Kirtan, show the complete spectrum of emotions, and they are meant to create the mood to absorb the experience and become one with Almighty. I think no other scripture has this variety of 60 rags in 1430 pages, and then continues in Dasamgra, the same ragas. And the whole thing is soul stirring, cooling at one time, exciting at the other, but all the time the attention is to see that you represent the God and there's essential goodness in you. Use that to become one with God. Do your duty, but not forget the creation. You are a part of the creation, and these ragas connect you with that. Verily, stimulating, soothing, invigorating, they are the sum of human endeavor. Thank you.